What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Only Football Podcast. My name is Kyle, and I got to open up with some unfavorable news. As I was getting my notes together for this podcast and getting everything ready, I had my employer call me and ask me to come in from 10 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. So little curveball, no big deal. I'm just going to have to move today's episode to tomorrow. And I was going to go on and make a short like I normally do, but I thought, man, I got 8 minutes. That's a lot of time for Kyle on Only Football. So let's talk about it. So Miles Sanders yesterday was on the Rich Eisen show talking about the running back market, specifically mentioning how running backs are being underpaid right now, undervalued. He did have a statement that he said on that show. I can pull it up for you really quick. He said, here it is. It's nothing that we're doing wrong. We're doing everything right as a matter. We're doing everything right that we have to do as far as on the field and stuff like that. For people, GMs, owners, to think that running backs are not as valued as much is a lie. Obviously, this sentence is poorly worded, but I think what Miles Sanders is trying to say is that if anybody out there is saying that running backs are undervalued, it is a lie that is used to enable the, can I say, cheap behavior that is what we're seeing around the league. And look, I totally agree with it. When you're in a place, Bill's in the chat, 8 minutes is good enough for a game-winning drive. Absolutely. Even for Patrick Mahomes, I think 43 seconds would do it. But you got a league with Saquon Barkley. Josh Jacobs is holding out. I mean, that's your leading rusher in Saquon freaking Barkley. Okay, so like if those guys don't get paid, who does? I mean, Austin Eckler was pretty much most of the Chargers offense last year. He's not getting paid. Dalvin Cook is somewhere out there. We just floating out there. Speaking of how long it's been, what about Ezekiel Elliott? Does anybody even care that he still plays football? I mean, it is insane what is happening right now to NFL running backs. And look, Miles Sanders is lucky, and I applaud him for speaking out on behalf of his fellow friends because he's the only one that did get a long-term contract. I think he got a 4-year, $30-something million. I don't have the exact, but look, he's one of the rare people that actually got paid. So for him to be the one speaking out, and I know Saquon Barkley had a tweet recently because Miles Sanders mentioned it on the Rich Eisen show, but congratulations for, the family and the friends of Miles Sanders, because it would just be so easy to be the one that gets paid and just shut your mouth about it. But, as a member of the running back committee, Miles Sanders can't stand by and say nothing. So I applaud that. And then I wanted to go in really quick. I just looked at my time. Travis Kelce, he was just he probably said it on his podcast, but I cannot confirm that. But most of the stories that get leaked from Travis Kelce these days come from that podcast. So wouldn't shock me that his friends, his family, his close ones come up to him and they're like, "Hey, bro, why don't you ask for more money? Like, you're the best tight end in the league. It's not even particularly close. Like, what's up? You're the third highest paying tight end. All respect, making more money than you. You got Hunter Renfrow out there making more money than you. You got your old team Tyreek Hill making double what you're making, and you're the freaking heart and soul of Chiefs Kingdom. So." And he worded it simple. And this is what I've said about people that care more about legacy than money. And when it's to dynasties, you have to have your most important position care more about legacy than dynasty. Example, Tom Brady. Example, Patrick Mahomes. team-friendly contract. Let's keep guys around us. Everyone's taking a pay goal in mind. You want to go and get the bag? All right, that's fine. Do your thing, Lamar. But you can't get mad when people are saying, why don't you have a ring? And you're like, I don't have a ring. Now, this year is an exception. I mean, he's got to get it done this year, but let's stay on topic. The Travis Kelce comment was, I like winning. And he's like, when I saw Tyreek Hill get that money, there was a part of me that was like, that's like 2-3 times what I'm making. But he said that at that moment, like, free agency looked kind of nice, looked kind of sweet, as Travis would say. But I value winning, more than money. And he was like, there's a lot of people that go out there, they get their bag, but then they don't win anymore. And he's like, and for me, this is what I like to do. And look, everybody's got to define what happiness and even more what success means to them. For some people, it's just having a lot of money, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you define success, by having a lot of money because you grew up poor, right? That would make a lot of sense. And you have, you really have no loyalties to these fan bases. Like, they're going to love the next running back comes along, right? So it's nice once in a while when you have a player, though, that kind of goes against the grain, like Travis Kelce. That really is like, no, the most important thing for me is to belong to a family. And this is it right here. I mean, as a fan, it's the most beautiful thing you could hear, because not only does it make it sound like it's a family member, but he's a piece that, as long as you have him and Mahomes together, like, this is being Gronk. By the time this is all said and done, this might be the best quarterback. Man, I got like a hair on my nose. This might be the best quarterback tight end duo that we've ever seen. So, I just wanted to throw that out there. We don't get to hear about the money side of the house too much out of Travis Kelce, but it is nice to see him speak up about it because, it is like the elephant in the room. Travis Kelce is not the highest paid tight end in the league, but our suspicions were correct. It's because he wants to win championships, and I can still see that hair, damn it. And then the last thing, and then I got to roll out here, but I'm going to actually shoot an episode tomorrow too. So hopefully this was just a little bit of a bonus episode for you if you'll be with tomorrow. JJ Watt is joining a new team, not an NFL team. He's going to be a CBS Sports and analyst. That word is always uncomfortable for me, but CBS Sports announced today that they have signed JJ Watt to a long-term deal. And unlike Brady, JJ Watt is actually starting week 1 this year. Brady, spent a lot more time in the NFL, so he's taking a year to recalibrate before entering a new professional environment, something that most people recommend. JJ Watt, however, diving right in. JJ Watt is a really likable guy, a Wisconsin guy. A lot of guys from Wisconsin are just really happy, fun, simple people. Like, every time I visit my family in Wisconsin, they're just so happy to just stand in their garage and talk about, the different lawn mowing machines that they bought, at a discount at that store called it's like a flea market almost. I can't remember the name. I'll give it to you tomorrow. I got a jacket. I was with my family last year for Christmas. They said my jacket wasn't thick enough. They took me to go buy a jacket, and they took me to the sale aisle. They were just so happy to see me get a really decent jacket on sale. So, but anyway, Wisconsin people are awesome. They're on camera. Tony Romo is, you see he was very successful. I have no doubt in my mind that the way that JJ Watt is able to be so personable with people, he's a great communicator, great eye contact. He's a family man now. Everybody loves family man on the camera. I think it's going to be a good fit for both parties. So congratulations to JJ Watt stepping into another path immediately after the NFL. And I'm sure he's going to be making some good money too, because I was just watching this this podcast today with Charles Barkley. I think it was called All the Smoke podcast. And it was really interesting because you got to see a side of Charles Barkley I'd never seen. Like he's cussing, he's drinking Diet Coke. He's not on TNT basically. And he was saying for a lot of professional athletes, it's really hard for them to find what to do next, and he was telling me because a lot of players struggle finding what they're supposed to do after their playing years are done. And I can relate to that in a way, like if you're going to do something for 20 years and then something happens and then you have to call an off. So congratulations to JJ Watt. Super proud to, be born in Wisconsin because of people like JJ Watt out there. So that's all I'm going to be able to have time. I have to get my car and speed. So thank you for being here tomorrow. Until then, go Broncos. Was in